Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Notes for Europe. Please don't forget that you can stop the video at any point to take notes or go back for any reason that you may need. Today, obviously, you can see we will be taking notes on the lovely country of Italy. Over here on the left-hand side, you can see the Italian flag. It's got green, white, and red in it. Where is Italy located? Well, Italy is located in southern Europe on a peninsula in the Mediterranean Sea. It does have several countries of which it borders. You can see France, Switzerland, Austria to its north, and Slovenia over to its east. Italy does have two large islands, Sardinia in the Mediterranean Sea, as well as the island of Sicily down here in the southern part. A lot of people believe, or when they look at Italy, they see it and they look at it as if it's a boot. A lot of people don't see it, but here you can kind of see the toes right over here. Here's the heel on this side, and then working its way up the leg, and the calf would be over here. If you see it, great. If you don't, I understand. Some general information on Italy. Its population is about 62 million people. Its capital is Rome. The government is a republic, so they do have elections, and their prime minister, Giuseppe Conte, is the leader of their country. The religion is Roman Catholic. Almost the majority of the country is going to be Roman Catholic. Language. Official language is Italian. French and German are also spoken in the northern regions. If you remember back to the map, Germany is not far. Switzerland is a country to the north, and then you have Germany. So it's not like it's that far off. And then France is right next door. So you can kind of see where they get that influence from. Right here in the middle, you can see some words: ciao, bella, acqua, bene, tutu, things like that. Just buonasera, mangia, just some other words that you might have seen in Italian. Climate. Generally, Italy has a temperate Mediterranean climate, warm and cool summers in the north, hot summers and mild summers in the south. You can kind of see here as it kind of increases up into the northern region, you get up into the mountainous areas up here, which in the pretty cold as far as their temperatures. And then down here, you get in the southern part of the country, you get more of the Mediterranean climate, where it's nice, warmer, milder winters, not a lot of rain, stuff like that. Cuisine, obviously, Italy is well known for its food. It's great tasting food, from savory sauces in the north to rich tomato-based cooking in the south. You can see here we have pizza. In the next couple of slides, we'll talk about pastas and different dishes and so forth. A variety of meats, poultry, fish, and pastas, and pizzas are going to be very popular in Italy. Tomatoes, cheese, mozzarella cheese, olives, things like that are going to be very popular in Italy. Over here, one of the most popular frozen treats in Italy is gelato. It's a form of like soft serve ice cream. Usually has fresh fruits or nuts inside of them. It's pretty good. It's very creamy, very, very, very smooth. Italy is known for its many pasta dishes, including those served in a pesto, which is a sauce made with olive oil, basil, and pine nuts. It's kind of put into a blender, ground up. Mostly common in the northern section. It's usually rich and creamy. You get different types of pastas, the ziti, rigatoni, spaghetti, angel hair, lasagna, cavatelli. There's a bunch of different types of pastas of which Italy is popular and well known for. As far as the land, Italy is predominantly mountainous, and plains compose less than 1/3 of its area. The two principal mountain ranges are going to be the Alps in the north, and the Apennines, which run down almost the middle of the country. The Apennines kind of run in the interior of the peninsula. They're formed of soft rocks and are less elevated than the Alps. The Alps are definitely going to be more, higher up in elevation. The Po Plain, which is flanked by the Alps, and the northern Apennines, is a major landform. It's going to be a flat area, of which that's where you're going to find some things that they're going to grow. Italy's topography is marked by several active volcanoes, including one of the more famous ones, Mount Vesuvius, which is located near Naples in the country. Here you can kind of see the elevation of Italy. You have along the north up here, you have the Alps, which is again going to be the darker brown. Then you get the Po Valley and the Po Plain right here in the middle, which is going to be lower elevation. And the Apennines run right down the middle from north to south. It's going to be pretty high elevation in it. Some famous cities, you have Naples, which we talked about, Mount Vesuvius, Rome, which is its capital, Florence, Milan. There's a city up here in the northern part called Turin, which hosted the Olympics, I think 4 Olympics ago, so about 16 years ago or so. They have had the Winter Olympics up here in the Alps, which is pretty cool. Economy, the tourism is very popular. They do iron, steel, most manufacturer textiles, things like that. As far as their growing fruits, vegetables, grapes are very popular. Olives are going to be very popular. Fish is going to be very popular in the area, just because they're a coastal country of which they have a lot of water around them. And you can see here kind of their things, their land use and their agriculture. You can see grapes all over from southern part of the country all the way up into its northern regions. European or Italian wine is going to be pretty popular throughout much of the country. Some tourist attractions, if you ever go, Venice. Venice is basically little canals that you get around through these gondolas. You can see the gentleman right here. The person right here kind of steers the boat and moves it through the water. It's one of the most visited cities in the world, with about 50,000 tourists a day. In Rome, you have the Colosseum, which is used to be bullfighting and an attraction for people would come and gather and watch battles and chariot races and so forth at the Colosseum. The structure is kind of falling apart a little bit, but they are trying to restore it and preserve it to its current state. Again, here you can kind of see an ambulance coming through in Venice down the canals. That's everyone kind of gets around by water. Here you can see the Leaning Tower of Pisa, which is a famous medieval structure. Slowly, it is just starting to sink, located in Pisa, Italy. The arts were very popular. So over here, you have a structure called Michelangelo's David. It resides in Florence, Italy. It's a very famous structure or a sculpture of which he sculpted this body. Another interesting thing about Italy, it has 2 other small little countries inside of it. San Marino, located kind of in the northern, and you also have the Vatican City, which is located entirely within the city of Rome. It's also the smallest state or country in the world. The Vatican City is the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. The Pope lives here. The bishops all kind of gather. There's St. Peter's Basilica and St. Peter's Square, which has its own military and police force, and it's its own country. But they kind of protect the Pope in Vatican City. And that's basically Italy. If you have an opportunity and you'd like to eat pretty good food, I would suggest visiting Italy. You'd see some really nice, beautiful scenery, the Amalfi Coast in Italy, Tuscany in Italy, It's very beautiful and peaceful. And if you get an opportunity to travel there, it's a pretty cool place to go. Thank you very much for listening.